Freedom on the air, Trentonian.com. We're live Monday mornings, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We're making it better, not bitter, by our words, ways, and actions. Getting Trentonians to get out of that poor culture we're in. Well, if my name's not on the flyer, if my name's not on the billboard, if my name's not on the venue, I could care less. So we're going to change the dynamics of that by stop being so selfish and self-centered and get back to understanding we're just one piece of the puzzle. All of us working together to complete one whole and make this little city just a little bit better. I swear I'm going to lay it on the line for you every day so we can do what we need to do. Going to open it up. Got my main. She's a little nervous, so we're going to show her some love. I want her to feel comfortable, and I'm happy she's here. You want to introduce yourself to listeners?
Good morning, Trenton. My name is Rachel Barlow.
All right. No, don't come down here and be all nervous.
Okay,
We family.
I won't.
Joey's your cousin you didn't know about, so we're all
Joe.
good here. All right. So again, Rachel's an author. She's putting a book. She's written a book. She's looking to get it out and about. And again, that's what I want my show to be about: Trenton, helping Trentonians market themselves, support themselves, and move forward.
Right.
Tell the listeners and the audience a little bit about your book.
Well, my book is called On the Other Side of the Boulevard.
All right.
And the book I wrote is a part of my past.
Okay.
It's 20% real and
Okay.
80% fiction. And it's a great book. I've been writing for the last 27 years.
Wow.
And I write a lot of street poetry for grieving families. I'm just shopping at the moment for a publisher.
Okay.
There's a lot in the book that everyone can relate to.
Okay.
At the end of the book, it has a lot to do with who I am today. I'm
Nice.
a person that had been out in the Trenton area, in
Okay.
the streets,
Okay.
and at the end of the book, the person gets saved, and that's where I am today.
Nice.
And I'm very excited about the book.
Okay.
So everybody can relate.
Okay. And I don't think anything's better than when we apply ourselves to our work, because our work is really an extension of ourselves.
Right,
So
definitely.
you wrote that book and you put it together, and you said it has a lot of poems about what's going on. What
Definitely.
do you have some poems about the violence and the craziness going on in this city?
Actually, I have comments about what's going on in the city. I am so disturbed about what's going on in our Trenton streets.
Okay.
I'm very much looking forward to doing what I can, doing my part as a Trenton citizen
Okay.
to help stop the craziness, the violence that's going on.
Right.
The march we had Friday with
Yep.
Trayvon Martin, our young black people just getting murdered. I have a son that's 25 years
Right.
old, so I'm very nervous for his future as well.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that today I can get some exposure through my writing, and
Okay.
maybe it's something I can do through my writing to help in my city.
Okay. So you're looking to get that book out there. You're looking to work it, market it, get
Right.
somebody major to come on so you can
Right.
make some major money.
Right,
Is
right.
it we have a problem, and I was talking to you about this with literacy in the school system. How would you like to use your book to help our young people in school?
Well, in my book, I talk about my two kids as well. An accident that happened with one of my kids, and I just want the kids to know, even with my background, even a person that came from where I came from,
All right.
that with hard work, that it can be accomplished. We have very talented people here,
Yes, we do.
right here in the city of Trenton.
Yes, we do.
We don't always have to go outside the Trenton. We have resources right here, and that if I can do it, a person with my background, anyone can do it.
I like that. All right. Okay. And I think our bridge always says it. Trenton makes, the world takes. I'm
Yes.
just looking for Trenton to make and take something that Trenton makes.
Yeah.
You know, and use
Yeah.
some of Trenton's products
Yeah.
and Trentonians who live here, who are vested here,
Yes.
to make it just a little bit better.
Yes.
Well, they're going to say, well, okay, she wrote a book. Well, tell us some what's in the book.
Okay, the book is basically it's a character, a young lady in the book named Toy, and she was an ex drug dealer.
Okay.
And she's struggling trying to get her life back together. She wants to stay away from the streets and get her life right.
Okay.
And she gets involved with a young man. He's not always quite right, but he's also struggling to get back to being on the right track as well.
You did say all the way quite right. Okay.
He's still dabbling.
All right. Right.
And she's she's been offered money to do transporting, and she thinks she could do it this one last time and get over, and it doesn't work out that way.
Okay.
So we have characters that's dying. We have characters that's coming back from the dead. We have a girl that has a nervous breakdown, and she's struggling, and then she runs into this billboard.
Okay.
And she finds out about this church with this young pastor, and you know, the billboarders just keep coming to her saying, "Come see," and she eventually goes see, and that's where her life changes.
Nice. So it's definitely
come see.
Okay. So you spoke to that, and I think a lot of what I like to do is make our stories so somebody can reach through the screen and grab it, because a lot of what you said is personal.
Right.
And in terms of with your church, are you using your book in your church in any way for outreach?
I don't know. I gotta see about that. Me and my pastor discussed this, so he know a lot of the language in my book is the old me, because the book was wrote actually before I got saved.
Razor there, okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
but I think it can be a tool, and I think what has to happen now, we have to begin to, as individuals, work on generational touching.
right.
And what I mean by that is there's a clear disconnect in the city, which is small, with our elders. And our elders are disconnected from our age group. And our age group is disconnected from the ones behind us.
Definitely.
Is there something you like your book to be able to do to begin to bridge those gaps between the elders, our generation, and the young ones?
And that's funny you say that, because I'm very close with the members in my church. A lot of members in my church, and a lot of members in my church are elder.
Okay.
And they see me and not know my past.
Okay.
You know, and we get along great.
Good.
You know, and so I just want to say, you know, like, even with the book coming out, even if they happen to end up with a copy, I want them to know this is who I used to be.
Right.
And it's raw, and this is who it was, but this is who I am today.
Right.
And I'm just glad they accept me, you know, for who I am today. That's not who I am.
I think that's a very important part of helping people come out of where they are.
Yeah.
And you certainly are a written, live story.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, don't be ashamed of that. And I think a lot of times what I find difficult with some churches is they say they want to do outreach, and your book might be a vehicle to help young people come in and, you know, understand that, hey, my background is a little raggedy here, but I'm here now.
Definitely.
And there's an opportunity for correction.
You know,
go ahead.
I hear what you're saying, and you're so correct. But my pastor, my church, they do a lot of outreach. We do a lot in the city.
Good.
And my pastor, he's the type of man, he understands all genre. You know, he gets it, you know.
Good.
He know a big part of our congregation are young people, so he know what we're dealing with. And we do a lot of outreach in the church and everything. And I'm just happy because when I did speak about the book, he was very supportive.
Good.
Very supportive.
Good.
So.
Okay, so you keep talking indirect. You want to shout your pastor in your church out?
Hello, Pastor Daniels. It's Rachel, Kingdom Church.
Okay, yeah. You know what?
See.
You saying that he's a phenomenal individual.
Yes,
and
great pastor.
And I really respect a lot of what he does because it's catered right to the young.
Yes.
And I think if we don't again deal with there he is. I used to work out with that guy.
Yes,
and,
I love him. He's been an inspiration to my life.
And what I respect about him, he understands that if we don't reach and touch our young people, that's the right now. Yes. They're the vehicle that can help us stabilize the right now, but also they're the leaders for tomorrow.
Yes.
So people always on my heels, you love them, but that is who we are, and we must begin to reach to them, because you can see in this city, if we don't, that will be the medium that will destroy our city. And our young people in the continuum of violence and craziness and the ability not to be educated is something we have to address. So I guess in closing, you want to give some information out and so people can contact you, and then what are you looking to do after this show? You said we're going to get her a Facebook page so we can, connect to her. Everything in life is
definitely
visual.
My Facebook will be up definitely today, and maybe next Monday you'll be able to give information about how they can reach me.
We'll do that. Okay, so we'll work on that. Any parting words that you want to say in terms of how you leave off and what you're looking to do with your book in the future?
Actually, I'm looking for a publisher.
Okay.
And I just want people to know I've been writing for so many years, and you guys out there in Trenton, you guys know that I'm at everybody's funeral. So I'm always trying to help. So
Okay.
just help support me. That's all.
No doubt. Okay, I want to thank you for coming on this
Thank
morning.
you.
You did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too.
All right. Love you
Peace.
now. Peace. All right. Got one out the way, Miss Rachel Barlow. You guys tune in and make sure you keep her in your thoughts, because she's doing a lot of great things, and she's an author and really putting herself out there on the front line and looking to make a difference out here. And anybody else who's interested in doing things of that nature, if you have an aspiring author, or if you're somebody who's working in some capacity that you think the city would be advantageous to the city and yourself, please step forward, email me, hit me on Facebook so we can know what's going on. All right, we're not gonna play around with it. Finally got him down here in the box. My main man, Duncan Harrison, doing a lot of good things. So we wanted to bring him to the front line. You want to introduce? First off, good morning, sir.
Good morning, you as
All
well.
right. You want to introduce yourself to the listeners?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Duncan Harrison. I'm glad to be with you here this morning. I hope we, put out some good things this morning as well.
I'm gonna behave, bro. You ain't gotta be nervous. Tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you work, bro, because you're into a lot of good things.
Yes. Well, like I said, my name is Duncan Harrison. I work for Rutgers University. I'm the center coordinator for the Youth Education and Employment Success Center, which is the YES Center.
Yes, sir.
Which we have one located in Newark, New Jersey, here in Trenton, New Jersey, at daylight, twilight, and soon to be starting next month, Camden, with two more in Camden, New Jersey.
Okay. So what do you guys do up there? I know what you do, but they don't know.
So pretty much what we do is we encourage young individuals, especially dropouts, and individuals that aren't able to function in a regular high school, to come back, get back into school, get your high school diploma, and we place them in programs that help them catch up on their credits, as well as graduate with a high school diploma.
Nice.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
And we also provide wraparound services such as mentoring, tutoring, a lot of different things we do at the YES Center.
You guys kind of like do, I'm still working with you guys, touching the population that has kind of disconnected itself from life, but has to know that they still have to go through and struggle with life.
Yes.
So education being priority number one, something this city has really not been a part of in a long time. What's the most difficult thing you find in getting young people to be engaged with education?
I think that just the educational system, as a whole, it has a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
We really need, good principals and, good leadership,
I agree.
In our schools, as well as parents have to be involved.
Say it again, bro.
And parents have to be involved, and we really lost a lot of that, because when you can't get the parents involved in the child's life, then, the child really isn't there.
I agree.
Teachers spend more time being the parent than the actual teacher.
I agree. So. Certainly in the school system as well, disciplinary issues I'm finding major problem. What does YES do to help our young people understand that if you're disruptive all the time, tearing up things all the time, you're taking yourself out of the equation, which is life, and making yourself viable. So I know YES isn't your ordinary school, and I don't want people to leave here not knowing all of what you do. So what do you do in regards to that?
I mean, well, pretty much what we do, like I said, is we provide the wraparound services. But I think what's more important is that we set a culture for the students.
Nice.
We are the example of how you're supposed to be in school, and what the importance of education is. We just you have to set the culture in the school for kids to learn. Okay, so
that we've got YES out the way, so let's go into the Young Black Democrats.
Yes.
That you're the founder of that.
Well, I'm the president.
Okay, well, you're president, CEO, founder, all the same thing, bro. You can be big wig around here. And, the name is pretty strong coming out the gate. So tell them a little bit about the Young Black Democrats and what you guys are doing, and what was that founded for, and where you going with that?
Okay, so it's the Mercer County Young Black Democrats.
Okay.
And we're a fairly new, and I'll say restarted organization.
Okay.
And pretty much what happened was, coming out of college, we found that, a lot of young professionals, did not want to come back here to the city because there wasn't a lot of opportunity.
Right.
But for the young professionals that were here, we all kind of knew of each other, but we were separated and doing our own thing.
Right.
So it really just started, with a bunch of, meetings actually at my house.
Okay.
With a group of young professionals, and we formed under the guise of the Mercer County Young Black Democrats, really, to support our county, our city, our state, as well as our president
Okay.
for this next election.
Okay. And the purpose is, I thought what you just said was kind of the cure to what Joey and I are working on day and night. The Trenton.
Yes.
Such a small city, 7.5 square miles. Everyone knows everyone. Nobody helps anyone, bro. It's as if we live on the same area, same block, same circumference, but we're going in like 9,000 different directions. You guys coming together, what are some maybe the strategies you're using to help people begin to bridge that disconnect and work on common goals? You know, like you said, the president, major election coming up. You know, what are you guys doing to get people to tie into the one message?
Well, I think really what's important is collaboration. I mean,
Excellent.
I think what was important to us was that, you know, we're young professionals and we understand that, you know, we don't know it all. And we're really trying to bridge the gap between the generation that was lost,
Okay.
our generation and the older generation, and, you know, just saying, hey, you know, show us what you know.
Okay.
You know, teach us. You know, we're here to learn, and we have a lot of things to show
Okay.
as well. You know, a lot of us do have degrees, so, you know, we want to put our skills to work pretty much.
Okay, okay, good. I have a question. I'm gonna frame it up real nice. Not gonna go there. Bro. There's a clear disconnect between the old vanguard and the young. You know me. I'm a fire. I'm a fire. So a lot of the elder statesmen, a lot of the elder elected officials, in terms of the party, really don't reach back and help the young and upcoming rising stars who are looking to be at the forefront of political paradigm and move not just this city but the country forward. What are you guys doing to bridge that gap? Because a lot of people, Senator Turner, Councilwoman Bonnie Watson, have been there years. What's happening in terms of connecting with them? Because what I'm finding, I'm going to get at this, is we have people who sit in office thousands of years. There's nobody being prepared to take their slot. What are we doing to correct that?
Well, I think the one thing, and I won't put it all on the elder generation. You know, I'll say for the younger generations first is, you know, we're going to listen.
Okay.
You know, because with us, you know, we live with Facebook, MySpace, Twitter. Everything is so fast.
Yes, sir.
We want it now, but we're saying no. We're here to listen, teach us, and
Okay.
you know, when it's time for us, you know, groom us, and when it's time for us to, you know, move on to whatever positions may be.
Right.
You know, we're ready for that.
Okay.
But we're also saying too is that, you know, sometimes you do have to pass the torch on
Yes, sir.
before it burns out.
Yes, sir.
And so we're just making sure that we're ready.
Okay.
You know, to take the torch. You know, when individuals are ready to pass it on. But you know, I think President Barack Obama was a great example of that. You know, when some individuals weren't ready to pass the torch, he said, "Well, now's the time for me to take the torch
to step up."
Yes,
I agree.
Let
Okay.
me help you with that.
No doubt, no doubt. And I think we have to be assertive in our roles in terms of making this outreach and making biggest thing I find is education and engagement of the constituents and allowing people to understand just how important they are in the process. So what are you guys doing now? I know we're doing a lot of registering and getting people involved in the upcoming elections. What are you guys doing in terms of an organization to deal with outreach?
Well, actually this month we're going to begin our voter registration drives.
Okay.
We're also going to try to get into the high schools to get the youth engaged as well.
Good.
You know, the Mercer County Young Black Democrats is open to all. You know, between the ages of 14 through 17,
Nice.
you could be a member.
Okay.
Between the ages of 18 through 34, you can be a voting member, and 35 and up, you can also be a member.
Oh, nice.
As well. So,
Okay.
you know, we're out there. You know, we're sending out emails. You know, we're doing events. So we're really trying to get people engaged and involved, and we're really trying to collaborate with individuals.
Okay, good. You were the catalyst to really bring together some phenomenal organizations for a march last Friday.
Yes.
Centerpiece, of course, was the national tragedy, Trayvon Martin. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, I mean, I would say the march, you know, really exceeded our expectations.
Okay.
You know, there was a lot of people, a lot of young individuals out there that were concerned about what's going on, you know, not only nationally, but in our community.
Without question.
But I felt that, you know, we had to march for Trayvon Martin because even as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, you know, threat to justice anywhere,
Yes,
is a
sir.
threat to justice everywhere.
Right.
So we want to be proactive instead of reactive.
I agree.
But I was also marching, like I said, for what was going on in our own community.
Okay.
And what a lot of people don't, you know about me, what I really don't share is that, you know, while I was afforded the opportunity to go away to college, I had a friend, Tamara Lusan Smith,
Okay.
Who was involved in the gang.
Okay.
Was ready to get out of the gang.
Right.
And when that happened, he was gunned down.
Wow.
In Donnelly Homes.
Okay.
You know, when I was 15, 16 year old, 16. Well, I was 15, 16. You know, my mother was gunned down.
Wow.
Walking to the grocery store, and so you know, you'll get the criticism, but you know, people don't understand. You know what's going on.
Right.
They just, you know, they prejudge before they even get there.
Story. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So like my grandmother said, you know, if I can help somebody, as I pass along with a word or a song, my life was not being vain.
That's
and
right.
So that's pretty much what we live by.
Okay, bro. I respect that. Now, again, in Trenton, we march. Bro, we march. Bro, we march.
Yes.
And we sing and we talk. Bro, we march. And we sing and we talk.
Okay.
Bro, one more time. We march and we sing and we talk. What's going to make this, and I'm working with you, but I'm not trying to put you on the spot. What makes this march different? And again, what are our next steps? Because if all we do is come together and march and sing, that is why a lot of Trentonians, man, I'm not going down there. They're going to talk. They're going to sound good. They're going to talk about what's wrong. And then we're going to go home and do nothing. And that is part of why you create that horrible culture of apathy in this city, because people say, they ain't going to do nothing. And I'll say this to you. The young babies I deal with, they gravitate towards the gangs because the gangs are doing stuff. It's wrong what they're doing, but it's action. What are the next steps you're laying out for after the march?
And let me say this first about the march. I think because I had another conversation with an older gentleman.
Okay.
Who's about 69. He said, you know, we always marched and we marched, and I'm tired of marching.
Right.
And I said, well, you're 69.
Right.
You've probably been to hundreds of marches.
Yeah.
I'm 27.
Okay.
I've only been to 4 marches in my life.
Okay.
You had individuals out there that were 11, never experienced
Right.
a march in their life, so it would be an injustice to our youth.
I agree.
Not to have them experience, you know, some type of civil unrest.
I agree.
Or, you know, some type of march in their lifetime.
I agree.
For a tragedy as this one.
Okay.
So I mean that's most important. But
Okay.
I think you know, to follow up with the march, we are going to have several meetings.
Okay.
Contact the individuals that were out there. Hopefully, be able to get an audience with the governor as well as some of our New Jersey state legislators.
Okay.
You know, to ask for more funding for you know, police officers here in our city, and
Right.
for police officers to live here.
That's powerful right there.
In our city, because I want my daughter to be able to, you know, wake up next to a police officer that lives next door.
Yeah, that's powerful.
You know, or a firefighter or someone of that nature in our own community.
I agree.
As well as, you know, we're going to continue to, you know, meet with the several organizations and just plan out what really, you know, are our next steps.
Okay. So again, Duncan's putting things together, and he's not looking to be the all-know-all. And this is a part of the problem Joey and I talk about all the time. People are quick to put complaint slips in the complaint box, but won't put some work and energy in the work box. So we need people to bring their tools, come together, help Duncan begin to keep this movement moving. And again, just because he's at the forefront doesn't mean you can't help. And I'm so tired of people, because again, if their name isn't on the front line, if their name isn't on the folder, if their name isn't on the flyer, they don't support. And again, we have to make a concerted, consistent effort to make Trenton better. That has to become the new culture, because the culture here is, it's about me, it's about my organization, it's about what I can get out of this. Got to get past that. So certainly I support you in that. I will continue to work with you in that. Last but not least, we have the cabaret.
Yes.
So you guys have put together a nice cabaret for, let's see, April 14th,
Yes.
2012. Tell us a little bit about the cabaret. Tell a little, what is it about, and what are you putting together for?
Well, it's a cabaret. It's a fundraiser for the Mercer County Young Black Democrats. You know, this will help us, you know, when we're out there doing voter registration drives. To, you know, have food and things.
Okay.
You know, for individuals that are actually coming to register to vote, and just to do other events in the city. But it's, I think most importantly, it's for us young professionals to be able to come together in a safe environment, which is really important to us.
Right. That's right.
And be able to have fun.
Right.
So it's April 14th at the Pennington Road Firehouse from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay. I guess closing out, what are some of the objectives, some of the goals, some of the next steps for the Mercer County Young Black Democrats in Trenton, in the county, across the country? What are you guys looking to start here? What are you guys looking to do within the next few months, within the next year or so?
Well, I think you know, getting more young individuals involved, young professionals involved, um, as well as doing the voter registration drives. We're looking to put together a mini conference that will be able to train individuals on how to work the polls.
Oh, nice.
Maybe be a campaign manager, and this
Okay.
would be for open to all.
Right.
Probably at the state house.
Okay.
Like I said, do some lobbying at the state house as well as
Right.
at the council meetings.
Okay, good, good. And I guess another part I wanted to say is we need to begin to open up and have more training, sessions, because people really in this city have become disconnected from the political process. There are some pens that have been put into place in people's minds. Politics is dirty. Politics is evil. Politics is corrupt. And you guys, because of who you are, the Mercer County Young Black Democrats, really have a chance to reach the population that thinks like that. And politics is life, and until you understand the importance of politics and our role as individuals in it, we're going to continue to struggle. What are some of the things you guys are putting out there to reach this young community now who comes up and says, oh, the hell with voting?
Well, I think it's important for us to let them know, what the significance is, just to being able to push that button.
That's
in
right.
That ballot, how it affects their education, how it really affects them, getting jobs,
Exactly.
bringing employment here
Right.
to this city, the safety of their community. So it's really just, you have the individuals out there that want to be engaged. It's just really nothing out there to engage them.
Right.
And at this point, that's what we're really looking to do.
Okay, okay. You want to give them some, here we go. Yeah, voter registration there. Okay. Joey's on point as usual. He shows off a little bit. So I guess you want to give them some some contact information and just let them know where they can reach you so we can move forward.
Yes, I mean, you can give us an email at the Mercer County YoungBlackDems at gmail.com.
Okay.
You can go on our Facebook page, it's the Mercer County Young Black Democrats. Those are probably the two best ways, to contact us.
Okay.
And we're open to all. I know we're the Mercer County Young Black Democrats, but we're open to everyone.
Okay.
We don't discriminate.
Yeah, make that clear.
Yes.
Joke's like, nah, man, they down there with the fist.
No.
All right, so you have the cabaret coming up on the 14th. You guys, we will be connecting and making sure we put some pieces in place so that the march isn't a one-time show event and
Yes.
nobody follows up and the community remains engaged. Because if we don't, we will have a much more than a Trayvon Martin. We will continue to have a bloody summer coming up. And I just be real about it, because I think sometimes we create a facade where we think everything is okay and somebody's going to come and solve these problems. We have to solve these problems. So I salute you, bro, for the phenomenal work you're doing. Going to keep working with you. Keep doing the great work at Yes Center. And again, Duncan Harrison doing something to make it better, not putting around a bunch of excuses and complaints. And I really salute you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
this
I
morning.
appreciate it.
All right, have a great day, bro. All right, we're winding on down. Last but not least, she's going to come in here and punch somebody in the mouth. I already know how it's going down. Okay. Come on aboard, Miss Phyllis. I was with her yesterday. We were cutting up a little bit. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Don't act like you don't know nobody. Come on in here and get some love. All right? So we have the at-large councilwoman, Miss Phyllis Hollywood. I saw her at the march, jumped on her before she even got to the car. When you coming on my show? And as always, she responded, right on point when you want me to. And just we jump right on it. So I thank you first for coming on. And tell me a little bit about yourself, because a lot of people that might not know you.
I am Phyllis Hollywood, Trenton City Councilwoman at large.
Okay.
I am a business owner in the city of Trenton.
All right.
And I've been a community activist all my life.
Okay. All right. So it's Miss Phyllis Hollywood, Councilwoman at large, and you mentioned business. So I know you just opened up a new business. You want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yes, I am one of the very few African Americans who have opened up a beauty supply business.
Nice.
The name of the store is Always Special,
Okay.
and it's meaning to them. One, and it's always a message behind my words.
Okay. Okay.
I chose the name Always Special because I wanted the people in that community and to come into my store to know that they are always special.
I like that.
And I am a store. I'm a discount beauty supply store, so we will always have a special.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
name of the store is ALLWAYS.
Okay.
And it's located at 1566 Edgewood Avenue
Okay.
in the Sanhika Drive Shopping Center. And what I love about it most is I'm not only doing business, I am working and developing and improving the community that is around me.
Okay,
So
nice.
we already have some events that are scheduled,
Nice.
social market, helping people get jobs. A portion of the proceeds are donated that we work to making the store donated back into the community
Oh,
by way of a
nice.
scholarship. So
Okay.
it's a couple things going on.
Okay.
So I'm
Now
enjoying it.
you mentioned business. Organic business in the city of Trenton is a disgrace. You know I'm gonna go with. You know me. You know. And I think it's to the point where it's trifling, and we have to begin at some point to one, protect our business owners. I think we have to support our business owners and help them from a city entity perspective to a commercial perspective. Help develop business. What are you doing, and personally, and more importantly, on council to help develop that bridge that doesn't exist?
Well,
That was a good
yeah.
question too.
Yes, it was a very good question. Well, one, I think you have to walk the walk, you know,
Right.
and so that's why I personally took the initiative to open a physical business
Okay.
here, because we were actually looking to open a general store, a dollar store. An opportunity came for me, one in Philadelphia and Baltimore,
Right.
and then this opportunity came back. So I had to, step back a minute and say, Phyllis, how can you tell everyone else to come in and open a business if you aren't doing it? What am I doing from a city council level? That's a really good question, because many people don't know that all the business is starts right there in the clerk's office
Okay.
and with city council. So the ordinances and everything right there, that's where you come and get your license, your
Right.
permits. And so I've been working with the clerk and just personally myself researching the ordinances and stuff on just everything from that. I've been looking at the hours that the stores operate. I'm currently working on right now putting together I want to call it a welcoming package.
Okay.
But what it's doing is it's a package that's information that will set a standard on how businesses should operate in
I
the
like
city. Many times they're just coming to get the permit, and no one knows what to do here in the city.
Okay.
One thing I complain about, and that I do see, is we don't have a standard set here in the city. Nobody. It's pretty much come and do whatever you want
Right,
to do.
I agree.
So things like putting garbage cans outside your stores. How do you file for taxes?
Okay.
Just helping people. You'd be surprised at how many businesses we had the clerk found with establishing this new business ordinance, where people just went and opened up a door and said, I'm a business.
Right.
Hadn't filed for a permit, weren't paying taxes with the state. So we're talking about these bodegas and stuff you go to.
Right.
We really need to inform the community. You need to look for that license, because
Right.
you have no idea.
And learn how to do things the right way.
Yes.
Okay.
Going
Okay.
in there, you don't know who you're buying from.
Okay.
So just teaching them how to be a business person. And many times people assume because you walk in those doors and you see product on the shelves that the person understands how to do business, and they don't.
No, they don't.
They're just trying to survive and make money.
They're right, and I agree. And I think, to be honest, I think the mayor, I think city council, the previous one, did a horrible job at reaching out to local businesses and making them a part of the plans in terms of moving the city forward. That's not my perspective. That's validated by the poor state or quality of business in this city, the downtown area. It's a disgrace. It's unsafe. On the front lines on East State Street, if we don't do something in terms of, now we're going into council rules. Just
Okay.
put on your hat.
I
All right.
flow.
Downtown, how in the world do we expect state workers, anybody to come in, and on the front lines, there's prostitution, drug dealing, panhandling. I mean, it's just a disgrace. And we're exposing these businesses and citizens to craziness. And I'm saying there isn't a business environment here. How are we going to make a viable business environment downtown with what we're working with?
Really, you're going to start from the grassroots elementary level. And again, one of the things that I've spoken to our clerk about is just pulling them all in.
I agree.
And just having a conversation. We need to take the opportunity to go business to business, hear people concerns,
Right.
and again set a standard.
I agree.
For our city there has to be. I mean, if you really want somebody to come into your business, then you can't be afraid to tell people you shouldn't have handwritten signs in your window.
Bootleg, I got you.
You know, things like that. Your appearance matters.
Right.
Teaching people how do you give specials, and then when you talk about working with city government, whether it's state, municipal, you can also encourage them to give specials to these people, maybe discounts for lunch. We surely need to stay open later.
I agree.
And and this is the thing, what most people don't know is they aren't mandated to close.
Yeah, but again, that element where, and I agree with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, that conversation needs to be had. But to be honest, in the downtown area, it's unsafe. Like for instance, the dry cleaners I go to, they were robbed in the daytime. So the downtown area being as dark and kind of like distances the way it's set up, it's not really a safe environment. What can we begin to do? And I know you're not the police director, but what can we begin to do? And I'm really concerned about this because I've been to different places now with the book signings. I've seen Montclair, I've seen Metuchen, I've seen different areas, New Brunswick, where revitalization is occurring. And I mean, you go out there and there's Subway, Old Navy, all kinds of cigar booths. They're thriving downtown areas. Last time my memo was checked, we're the capital. And it's a disgrace for us to come here and you can't really even offer a sit-down dinner in the downtown area to an out-of-town friend. What are we going to do? And again, you're not the planning developer, but I would like, people to understand that we're not good with the way things are. We really want them to improve.
No. Well, one thing that the city has been missing, and that was for years, is a marketing plan. A marketing plan comes with developing it. Now, what I will say about the former administration, they had a good marketing plan. It's just that they marketed the mayor. So we became, he became a mayor with a city instead of a city with a mayor.
I like that.
And he was known all over.
Yes, he was.
But the city was never truly marketed. We never invited people to come out.
Right.
And see the things that we do have.
Okay.
Because even though we do have some challenges, there really are some good things that we do have that can people would really enjoy and see. There are some good restaurants down there. It's not a lot, but there are a few. But I do understand we have to begin to market ourselves and invite people in to see.
No, I agree. We have to have a plan in place. We have to begin to get TDA off the sidelines and get them involved. I've never seen a downtown association that doesn't talk to anybody downtown.
Yeah, right.
So again, I just want to get the dysfunction out. And I think a lot of times people say, "Free, you hammer." But it's because if you live in an environment where wrong occurs for so long, right almost walks past you and you don't know it. So I want us to begin to at least get on the road to the right.
No.
Now,
I was going to say what happens is people start to think wrong is right.
No,
they can't. They start not to tell the difference.
I agree. Okay, let's get into council, because that's really the nuts and bolts of where we are with this city and the little fella right here, the mayor. He has like 9 million excuses on why he can't lead. He has 9 million reasons on why he won't lead. And his biggest issue is he keeps saying, it's council. They're against me. There's a war. It's council. What's going on with city council? Where we are with each member? You can't speak for each one of them, but where is council at in making decisions to bring about a better quality of life for Trenton?
Okay, there's
That's
a couple of things.
question,
It could be individually, or are you talking about as a group?
You can hammer any way you want. I'm about to go in. You know me.
Because what happens is council is made up of a 7-member body. As wherever the majority leads, when you get those votes, is the direction that the council is going.
Okay.
That's why it's 7 people. So it only takes 4 of us. So if there are 4 of us
Right.
who are saying it should be one way, or we're agreeing, that's the way the council is going.
Right.
So, you're saying, Henry, the other part is we're 2 individual bodies. We are the check and balance.
That's right.
It's not my job to be a rubber stamp for you.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, if you really want to work with us, then it would be very nice to communicate with us.
Okay.
You can't put something in front of me and then expect me to say yes. You haven't told me about it. I still haven't heard a vision.
Right.
I haven't heard anything.
Right.
Half the time, I don't even know when the last time I ever spoke to him.
Okay. Okay. And this would be the mayor.
Yes.
Okay.
So when we talk about us going together, just tell me where you're going.
Right.
Give me the option of getting on board.
Right.
Just make some sense to me.
Okay.
I'm not against you.
Okay. Okay. Now his ploy is, and what I've seen in council, and I want to speak to this because this is real. There seems to be, when Mr. Bethea jumps out, Kathy jumps out, it's clear. You guys, I want to support you and salute you. You, Zach, Marge, and George have been on the same page in terms of when issues come across the desk, you're looking at it, you're explaining it, and you're weighing out the options and looking to bring about a better quality of life. What's going on with the other council members in terms of where they're going, what they're doing? Because it's almost, and let's be real, when it comes down the pike, if it's advantageous to the mayor, Kathy puts on her blinker, Alex puts on his blinker, and they check out. We're waiting to see where Valina is with this thing. I don't know.
I'll be honest. I would really love for you to have them on and ask them that question.
They're all invited. They're all invited.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm serious. Just ask them because I want to know myself.
Okay.
I want to know what makes sense to them.
Okay.
I could just tell you honestly, the things that are presented to me don't make sense. I understand whether or not I think that people who are in the job should have experience for the job. I don't need to give my friend, my family member, I don't care who it is.
Right.
I'm not giving you a job just because.
That's right.
And so I'm not going to get rid of institutional knowledge because I'm mad. My job is to run or be a part of running the city.
Right.
This is not my personal house. These people are our, personal friends. We're here to run a city.
Right.
And there's no place for this personal agenda, whatever we want to call it. We have to make some decisions. Every person that he is appointed down the line has some kind of issue in the background.
Right.
So I when I vote, I stand by it, and I'm very comfortable with it.
Okay.
And have been right so far. So, and at the beginning, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But even with giving him the benefit of the doubt, to me, it just seemed like he got worse.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
So?
I'm going to read this memo he put out. I thought it actually was comical. Once we get done reading it, we're going to put it in the trash.
Please.
Today, because of the actions of 4 irresponsible and selfish Trenton City Council members, we are forced to lay off the mayor's office staff. The selfish act could potentially harm the health, safety, and welfare of the city. He then goes on to name council members Phyllis Ward, George Michelle, Zachary Chester, Marge Caldwell-Wilson's actions are both self-serving and detrimental to all residents, businesses, and the community at large. This is the first time in the history of the city of the mayor has been staffed to the conduct of the taxpayer. This do-nothing action by the council members it is draconian, egregious in nature. We ask the residents for their patience as we work in this progress. You already know. Okay, he's saying that you guys have collectively come together and put the well-being, the health, and safety of all residents. And he then called you detrimental and egregious. Let's get him. Let's get him. Because he tried to put you on. He put you on front.
Okay.
Let's get him.
Okay. So now, first is a couple of things. One, when I read it, I had to. I almost had to go and get my 5-year-old nephew to try to read it because it was so many mistakes in there.
Yeah.
You needed a kindergartner
Yeah.
to try to get through it.
Okay.
It's redundant.
Yes.
The language, the wording, it just really exposes
Where we
your
are.
intellect.
Yeah, I agree.
Just for me personally in the memo, the fact that my name says Phyllis Holly Ware, in the third paragraph, it says Phyllis Holly Ware.
Where?
So you wrote it twice, and then you came back a third time and wrote Phyllis Holly Ware.
Okay.
So to be honest with you, it doesn't. I can't reply to it. It's so ignorant and immature.
You gotta get him though.
It is.
You gotta
Now,
get
what I will tell you is when we say getting them,
or at
to a
least
certain
respond
point,
to it.
yeah, I would encourage him to be bigger, because this job of being an elected official
Right.
is a tall job that we have to be above things.
Right.
Now, I understand that he's a short man, and they say he got the short man complex
Yep.
and all the rest of this. I'm being very serious.
No, I agree with you.
But it's no excuse
Right.
for being short-minded,
No, I agree.
short-sighted,
Okay.
short-tempered.
I like that.
I mean, I'm being honest.
No, I
And
like
so
that.
it's just no excuse for it.
Right.
And that's what I see in that.
Right.
So again, just because you are a short person
Right.
doesn't mean you have to act that way.
I agree. I agree.
You just really don't.
No,
so,
I agree.
That right there was just so immature. I just it's just hard to respond to. What
Okay.
do you say to something like that? It
I'm
speaks
gonna
for
say
itself.
recycling can. Okay.
Yes.
But his problem and issue was he wanted to keep his aides, who, when you ask, aren't doing anything. The other piece is you never can find them, and then they're getting money that clearly should be going to experienced staff members to probably bring some continuity to the city and its daily operations. What are we going to do? We have 2 years left with this guy, with the mayor. What are we going to do in terms of council and bridging this clear gap that's sitting here? And I'm not putting it all on you, but I'm just saying, what are we going to do? Because we have to work with the mayor. Even I still talk to him. It's like talking to that wall, but I still talk to him because I hope at some point in time it resonates. We have to be on the same team. What are we going to do to bring him out of his clear short-sightedness, get him to see he has to have a vision, goal, and plan, and he has to lead this city. That's the job he ran for. That's the job he has. Not make excuses, but lead. What are you going to do as a councilwoman?
I'm just
to reach
moving
them?
around them. I'm being honest. I just go around them now. I've already hit the streets.
Okay.
I'm hitting the streets, going for a walk today.
Okay.
Walking in each ward.
Right.
Touching bases with the residents, the businesses,
Mhm.
out there. I've established by ordinance the cleanup
Yeah, we're
initiative,
gonna
the
talk about
Saturday
that.
sweep up.
Mhm.
We just have to go around them when we can.
Okay.
And we can because this is a great opportunity for us as residents to take our place.
Right.
Because the reality is the community should be in charge.
No, I agree.
So, while the leadership is lacking or we may not agree with it, it's time for us to stand up and take our place.
I agree.
It's a wonderful opportunity for us to come together, and I am seeing people do just that.
No.
There are some really good things that are going on. So, I mean, if he doesn't want to exist, then that's what we have to act like it. We can't beg you. We gave you the opportunity. It's up to you to
Right.
do something with it. And,
Right.
and if you're not going to, then so be it. I will be honest. I was one of the people who voted for him. I'm
Okay.
not gonna lie.
Okay.
I did. When it came down the second time, I ain't vote for him.
Right. I left mine blank.
Yeah. But and I still tell people, I say the person that I voted for at the beginning, I stick by my vote. I'm not one to go back and switch and all the rest of that stuff. But the person who's there now, I don't agree with.
Right.
I just really don't know. So,
Right.
it's up to him. I will tell you, you can't have thin skin in this business
No,
at
you
all.
can't. No, you really can't.
But it will surely expose you where you're at, how serious you are, and I haven't heard a good word about him
No,
lately, except for like a handful of people
Right.
who are around him, and we'll see how many council members agree with them now that they don't have a personal attachment.
Yeah, there it is. It just got deep in here. It just did. But I think the reality of it is, you have to begin to, like, I like to see him focus on the social development. I like to see him reach out to the private and colleges and work with council to, again, open our libraries, to do things that are significant, to begin to help to work on getting more aftercare programs going, so that we can begin to engage our young people and work with them and give them outlets. Because, again, like I said to you, and I appreciate what you're doing in terms of your walking, we're in for a very difficult summer. We're short-handed, clearly, with the police, and people will keep being ignorant. Bring back the officers. Bring back the officers. We don't have the money to bring back the officers. We clearly are going to be short-handed in terms of our police protection, the streets. You've already begun an initiative, and I salute you for that, for reaching out and walking into the neighborhoods. What are some of the things we're looking to do in regards to getting our safety back where it needs to be, getting community policing back where it needs to be, so that we don't keep picking up the paper and reading about dead young people in the streets?
Only way that I know we're going to do is to do exactly what I'm doing, and I welcome everybody to come and join.
Okay.
We're going to have to go out to the street. We're going to have to show a presence. And again, it's the same thing I said at the march. That energy that we took from that march, we're going to have to take that same energy and put it beside our police officers. We can't keep expecting someone else to do the job for us. We're asking for respect until, again, we have to respect ourselves.
I agree.
And again, it's no other, we're going to have to get out there. There is no excuse. We're going to have to get out there, again, walk. We're going to have to get out there and sweep. We're going to have to go up there to the schools. We're going to have to go to the school board meetings. I mean, these churches are really, need to bring the church on the outside. We need to start coming outside, holding church on the lots. We have to show a presence. And what has happened over a period of time is we've let our children run us in the house.
I agree.
It's just not acceptable. So that's, again, for me, just taking it to the streets, and all you could do is be an example of your word.
Okay. I think you're doing an excellent job with that. And again, it's not all on you. I think we as individuals have to work with our elected officials and working towards a better quality of life in Trenton. We've been in a mental stupor for over 20 years, so don't get discouraged. You got to keep pushing.
I'm not, and actually, I see the opportunity that's, I guess I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I hope it's not a train.
No.
Okay.
I like this. No, I really don't believe it's a train. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I see people coming together.
Okay.
I've been tracking just the progress. So I'm paying attention to things that go on in the South Ward. I'm paying attention to all wards, and then paying attention to how many things are going on. And sooner or later, the gap is starting to close. It's just that we don't have a big picture on it. But a big picture of it. But if you take a map right now and plug in stick pins for each and everything that's going on in the city, you'll see a lot of things going on. We just now have to
bring it together.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to two things, and then we'll get you out of here. How do we begin to work on, I'm going back to council again, the continuity, and you're one of the leaders on council, because you definitely take the initiative. And what I enjoy about when you're on council, you explain what you're doing and why you're doing in council. And that's very important, because most people don't know, and they just show up and look to complain. What are we going to do to remove, like, the negative stigma that we can't get anything right? The toilet paper incident. I mean, this is just like, that was all on British news. Like, it's just embarrassing. So what are we going to do to begin to remove the negative stigma and show people that Trenton is the capital, we can have some continuity and be an efficient and effective governing body?
Well, I've tried, and I think we've tried. A big part of that will be on the leadership.
Okay.
And we have the leader that we have. So, we could go in as many times as we want to try to work with the administration. But if we're not getting anything back, then, it's what can we say? What can we do? And you have to be mindful that some people say they want to serve in this office, but they really don't. When you really sit down, if you close your eyes and you meditate on what really is serving, and do you feel it deep in your heart, you can't be negative
Right.
to people
Right.
because you're really serving and doing the work of God.
That's right.
And so words like such the ones that are in that press release. I mean, it, you don't put things like that down.
Right.
I mean, so when I see that press release like that, I look at and I say, okay, are these words really worthy of being on the paper that holds the city seal?
Right.
That paper isn't the place to hold your argument. First of all, reality is, if you got something to say to me, come and say it to me.
Okay.
To my face. Because that's where I handle all my battles, face to face.
Okay.
I have no problem
Right.
with calling you up, which I do whenever I've had something to say to them. I go right to them.
Right.
I'll come right to you and anybody else.
Okay.
And everybody knows that that's the way I am. So when I'm here to serve.
I hear you.
And I feel it in my heart, and that's all I could do. And the people know.
Right.
Trust me, the people know. I'll tell you honestly, I know that I'm one of the very few people. I'll say we all serve in a different manner, but just like being yesterday there at the Bake Off.
Right. Right.
Many times that's where you'll see me.
Right.
You'll see me on the grassroots level of just out there with the people doing stuff.
No, and that was nice, and I want to definitely big them up. And you got that off. You got that off. But no, Miss Phyllis was a part of the Bake Off at the Conservatory yesterday, which was very nice. Had decent community support. Could have been better. Conservatory 540 East State Street. They did a Bake Off for the Women in Power. Excellent event, and she had some cake that was off the hinges. And she definitely won first prize. But I support you in that, and that has to be how we move forward. So talk about the Bake Off one, and what was your goals to work and do that, and then clean it up last with the Saturday sweep up.
Okay. Well, whether or not it's the Bake Off, going to speak at churches. Again, this is a whole part of my initiative to get right down in there in the community. That's
Okay.
where you see the people at and talk. So I actually, yes, I do cook. Many people don't know.
I see.
I tell them, I say, don't let the pretty face fool you.
Okay.
I know how to get down and dirty.
Okay.
Yes, my husband gets him a home cooked meal almost every day.
That was really
So
some good cake yesterday.
they, just getting down there, you want people to know that that they can reach you, that they
Right.
can touch you.
That's important.
And that's the way we're going to get stuff done and get people involved. And so that's why I go to things like that. I had an absolute ball outside of the cake. I don't know if you see my little setup back there.
Yeah,
they had a
I'm
little
checking
store
you out.
going on
Yeah, I'm
there.
checking you out. No, that's important,
Yeah.
though. That is important, because if city elected officials, in terms of politics, and you get brought to the forefront, and you don't feed and nurture the people, and you find your own agenda, and you start dealing with corruption, you start dealing with your own sidebars and helping out your own little peers and your cronyism, that's where the apathy and the attitude comes from. Because soon as people start caring because they trusted you, you give them a reason to go back into the shelter. So we have to make sure we stay righteous on that, and also stay right in the trenches working with the people. Now, this is one of the filthiest cities I've ever been in, and I work constantly like you do to clean it up. What are you working on with the Saturday sweep up?
By way of resolution,
Okay.
I officially made Saturdays in the city of Trenton now Saturday sweep up.
Okay.
And so what it does is now it will allow people to plug into it, and we'll be able to highlight initiatives, be able to promote them,
Okay.
be able to encourage them.
Okay.
And the goal is to make Saturday every day.
Okay.
So there are several things that will go on Saturdays that we can now just broaden.
Okay.
And now, once you make things official by way of resolution, you have something to take to a store owner who's not cleaning in front of it.
Okay.
You have something to take to residents that are not cleaning or are cleaning.
Okay.
They can be honored. Again, though, I will tell you, it does take money. It does take marketing
Right.
to actually promote some of the things we need. It really is a campaign. And that's why I attached it, went over to Philadelphia, and brought Unliterous here. So we have
Okay.
Unliterous Trenton. So the Saturday Sweep Up is actually sponsored by Unliterous Trenton.
Okay.
And so what I'm doing is just building that portfolio
Okay.
of initiatives that will help us get this big picture of cleaning up our city with hope. I can't say hope. I know it's going to encourage people to do the right thing because it already is.
Okay.
And I haven't even gotten into it. So the kickoff is Saturday, April the 14th.
Yep.
And we are asking people as of that day to start doing something to clean up. As it said, you could just clean up in front of your home. Clean up in front of your block. Clean up a vacant store, clean up a vacant lot, but just do something on Saturday to begin cleaning up our cities. The city has a role that it goes a little bit further. I can't say a little bit further, a lot further. We need to train our garbage men, things of that sort. We have to train our employees to understand what to see. I mean, I wouldn't call anybody's name out, but I can't be a garbage man and then I'm living with a house with garbage in my alley.
I agree.
Things like that.
Right.
Teaching them how to lift the garbage up. We're seeing.
And not leave it all on the street.
Yes, and it's getting worse, and that comes from people not being trained.
Right, and poor supervision.
Yes. Yep. We need more garbage cans, so I'm looking into sponsorships.
Okay.
Who will buy and bring garbage cans for us, but then again, that attaches itself to the city because we have to make sure that those cans are empty.
Okay.
I have a couple of magazines that are attached, home and garden magazines and stuff like that, who want to highlight residents who are doing well.
Good stuff.
Their beautiful homes.
Okay.
And stuff, so.
All right, so we want to thank Ms. Phyllis for coming down and coming on. She's laid it out there to the mayor directly. Chin shot. Your letter was refuse. We're going to put it in a recycling can, and you can do what you want about it. But we're looking to challenge this mayor to step up, to be responsible, to actually sit in the seat he asked to run for, he ran for, was elected for, and do the job. Stop talking indirect to council. Come and work with council for a better quality of life for the citizens of Trenton. We're asking the citizens of Trenton to stop making excuses, stop making time to go to cabarets, but not making time to come to schools and work on our community, work on making a much safer, secure environment, and helping to provide a better quality city so we can get back to, at some point, being a real capital. I want to thank you for coming on. I want to keep encouraging you, doing what you're doing. You know, I'm going to keep riding by your hip. And we have to work with our elected official, Ms. Phyllis Ward, Councilwoman at Large, doing an outstanding job, just trying to work through a difficult situation with no vision. Short vision, short temper, short-sighted. We're working to be better here. Please stay tuned and keep working with us every Monday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Trentonian.com is the link. It'll be on my FB page. Check us out. Get on board with the plan to revitalize Trenton. We are the answers we're looking for. There's nobody coming. We have to do this, and if we don't get involved, then we'll stay in the muck and the craziness that we're living in, and we need to make this city better. We need to make it safer. We need to make it more viable for our babies who are looking and deserve a better promising future. I assure you we're going to keep doing that. Have a great day. Tune in next week. Freedom. Trenton Live.